Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A using words on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975, and welcome to the Wednesday I'll Learn to Talk. Welcome to the Wednesday vlog. I was going to say the Wednesday waffle. No, the Wednesday vlog. You've read the title, which means this is something I haven't done for a while. Doesn't mean I never intended on, not doing them again. It's just quite intensive and time consuming. But it's another top 10 list. I want to, kind of vlog a little bit and show some graphic clips like I normally do on one of these lists. But it's funny, but behind the scenes, the most asked top 10 list, I guess, well, hang on, I'll see what it is. Well, you've read it. The most top 10 list of my 10 favourite game list, most people are interested in, is for the original Nintendo Wii. I've made no, lie of the fact, that it is, a really important piece or console in my collection. I simply could not do without it. I've loved it from day one. I know it's really popular, and I know there's been loads of haters and people who said, oh, it's full of shovelware, it's shit, it's a gimmick for kids, or it's a gimmick for old people, there's nothing on it for hardcore gamers. I hate that phrase, hardcore gamer, but that's a video for another time. I've loved it. I've always loved it. Yes, there's shovelware on it, but yes, there's shovelware on everything. Granted, there is more shovelware on the Wii, but I love it. I absolutely love it. If it died, touch wood, tomorrow, I'd buy another one. And I soft mod it, by the way. And I never soft modded it for piracy or anything like that. I soft modded it so I could play games from around the world and enjoy the wonderful Homebrew network on the Homebrew channel. I think the Wii is absolutely fantastic, and since it's only a tenner these days in cash converters, I think you should buy one. That's just me talking. But once again, it's an interesting list because you might be surprised what's in it and what's not in it. But then that's the purpose of a favourite list, isn't it? Taste is subjective, and it's everyone has something they see in a game or like in a game that someone else doesn't. Because I can tell you now, New Super Mario Brothers isn't in it, and you could argue from a gameplay perspective, technical perspective, and graphical perspective, why isn't it in there? Why have I got games that some people could argue are shit or weaker than it? Well, to do this list, which was not easy, it was not easy, I had to sit down and basically just think about the games I put the most time into, or I've always constantly gone back to, regardless of how many times I've completed it, which kind of shapes my number one, but we'll get to that way down the line. Yeah, so it's kind of the return factor, the sheer amount of hours I put into it, the sheer amount of joy, just smiling when I play it and absolutely loving and adoring it, in the sense it may not even have brilliant graphics, which you don't expect from the Wii, but it is not terrible graphics, it is not this underpowered piece of shit. I know it can't compete, there's a million thumbs down right there, I know it can't compete with the 360 or the PlayStation 3, but it was never supposed to. It was that dinosaur analogy, wasn't it, that Nintendo came up with when they released it, which is go in a different direction, try motion controls, because it's why the dinosaurs died out. You can't have three behemoths fighting out, together. One of them has to have something different up its sleeve. Also, I'd like to point out that, if it's not even soft modded, the shop channel on it, well, a little bit pricey, but isn't all DLC for what it is absolutely fantastic, absolutely wonderful, especially for the games that only come in digital formats, such as Contra, Rebirth, and the Gradius game on there. The fact that you could, if you didn't have access to main, or soft-modded your console, could download, Sega arcade games and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm so high-tech, I wrote a list and I took a picture of the list and put it on my phone because I do this with the lights out and a camera and a light in front of me. So yeah, let's get into this. Now, number 10, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm a recruit, I'm Soap McTavish. Yeah, I know. I've just finished my training at Herefordshire, which is obviously the spiritual home of the SES, the greatest special forces in the world, which does beg the question, if I'm on a boat in the middle of the ocean trying to stop terrorists, then isn't that more like, the SBS, the amphibious special forces, division of the Royal Marines. Just saying, but what do I know? Oh, hang on. But yeah, the controls are really, really tight. They're a bit slack in my case because, yeah, helicopters equal death and death equals win when you're on a boat being shot at by people. Like it, loathe it. I know Call of Duty's not for everyone, particularly on the Wii. I was always a little bit because I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare on my brother's PS3, and I was always gutted that I never got to play it on the Wii because I never had a 360 at this point. And then World at War came out and proved that you could run a low-res version game engine, whatever it was, and you could get a genuine Call of Duty game on it, not something ported from a PlayStation 2 or things like that, although there wasn't. And, you know, still didn't have, I love that game, by the way, that almost made it in here. Still didn't have, you know, 360 and stuff like that. So when I saw that Modern Warfare was announced and all the naysayers went, you know, oh, it looks terrible, it's going to be rubbish, oh, it's going to have motion controls, it's going to be bollocks. Absolutely blew me away when I played it. Looks to me for a Wii game stunning. You know, it is Modern Warfare. Everything is in there. Even had a great, you know, multiplayer campaign with, what dare I say, mainly because of the way it was, you didn't have all these whining, shouting, trash talking idiots on there because you have to buy a Wii Speak, and I didn't have one. But the best thing about it was the controls. They nailed. I've always been an advocate of motion controls when done correctly, especially done correctly for first-person shooters, because it feels like a mouse and a keyboard to some degree. I know everyone's going to say, oh, shut up. But it does, and the motion controls in Call of Duty Modern Warfare were absolute... Sorry, Redux. Was it Redux? I don't know. But Reflex. As an indigestion, they're absolutely fantastic. I recommend it. Super cheap, by the way, as a lot of these games are. I recommend getting it if you've got a Wii or a Wii U. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, number 9, House of the Dead Overkill. Oh yeah, I'm rusty as fuck at this. Yeah, reloading with your gun hand. That's odd. I'm used to reloading with the nunchuck, but yeah, it's the 5th entry into... Oh, no, that's Matrix time. There we go. 5th entry into the House of the Dead series. But it's a prequel to the original one. It's set in 1991. You play Agent G, and you're partnered as a brain. Brains are good. You're partnered by Detective Isaac Washington. This game is absolutely fantastic, and it was one of the first games that basically said, you know what, it's not just kids' games on the Wii, I should say. It's funny because when this first came out, the Wii was considered, you know, a kids console and stuff like this, and there was all cutie games and, you know, cooking games and shit like that, you know, like Cooking Mum or whatever, and no adult games. And this was, you know, one of the first of 2 adult games. I'll mention the other one later on because it came out around about the same time that it came out on it. And it was by Sega, and it's a sequel to, you know, the arcade House of the Dead games. This was the first appearance of this game before, you know, PS3. Was it on the 360? I don't know. But House of the Dead, on rails light gun game, set as a grindhouse movie. You know, gory, brilliant. The sense of humour is absolutely fantastic. It's, you know, it's got crude humour. Just brilliant nods to the genre everywhere. Super tight controls. Really thoroughly addictive. But it's just the chemistry between the characters and the fact that it really does feel like a cheesy grindhouse movie. And it's weird because there's a lot of really good on-rail shooters at it, you know, that almost made it into this list, and I absolutely adore. But it had to be this, not just because the impact it made on me when I first played it as probably the first on-rail shooter, but just because it was like, it shut all the naysayers up, and it felt like, hey, look, there's a proper, you know, fleshed out, crude, rude, dirty, you know, nasty adult game on the Wii, and I can't recommend it highly enough. And again, you can get this for like a couple of quid. Excuse me. Oh yes, here's a good one. One am I surprised in my own list? Number 8 would be No More Heroes 2. Right, I got kick, which is B on the Wiimote, which means I can combo. Now, double forward, I can wrestling move your ass. Game kick straight in, right? That I forgot that kind of you know, one-arm bandit or fruit machine effect determines your power-ups and your upgrades and stuff. Sorry you can hear my voice jittering, but that's because, I don't know, whenever I do motion controls I get really sort of jittery, or well, forceful I should say, when I do them. Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought, but I can't explain it. You've got to play. It's an absolutely, you know, wicked blast. It's just fun. Right, where are you? There you go. Right, let's see if I can wrestle you. There we go. sorry that. Oh, you fucking someone's been to WWE school, so I just chop your head off instead. Nice. But the important thing is when you get to bosses, you have to learn a specific, you know, it's like old school boss fights, specific, you know, tactic or learn their moves. Not so much a fan of the first game, although I like where it was going. How do I explain this? You're an assassin who's been retired since the first game and comes back, and you have to traverse through levels and then end up with a boss fight and kill all the assassins, you know, in front of you to become, you know, number one. This one's got so many great little arcade games set in the style of NES and stuff like that, and absolutely, you know, I said House of the Dead, Overkill had a good sense of humour. This is through the roof, and some of the you know, the customization of this is brilliant as well. But some of the conversations between the bird who gives you your jobs in your character, and the fact that you have to take a dump to save your game, it's just absolutely fantastic and wonderful. I don't know what this goes for, actually. I've got a US copy. Although this one's uncensored. The original House of the original No More Heroes, they exploded into smoke in coins or something when you killed them, because you hack and slash. And again, brilliant motion controls. The way you charge your lightsaber is going to go like that. That looks really bad. But this one, you cut them up and they explode into blood. Absolutely fantastic game. And graphically, really, really nice. But I've got to change the fucking, you know, screensaver on my phone. It keeps cutting in too soon and pissing me off, which has absolutely nothing to do with this video. Number 7, Mad World. I love, you know, its stylized look. It's brilliant. That's all the chainsaw effect. It's nice. Oh, look at you blocking, prick. The chainsaw effect's really nice, and it comes up my Wiimote. But yeah, it's just a beta. Oh, I can run around with my chainsaw out, can I? No, I have to. There you go. Have to slash. And not because I've been drinking a lot. Just any other sense of the word. Die, motherfuckers, die. Yeah, brilliant game. Excellent bonus games as well. And it's centered around this theme of awesome violence. Is violence awesome? Yes. Oh look, Death Watch logo. Yes, it is. This was another of those early adult games. I think Art Noir. It's black and white. It's got a really, really unique hand-drawn style. Although it is 3D, you know, it's got, you know, polygons and stuff like that. You enter into a city. It's like a game show to compete, and then you basically have to fuck up and fight everything in it. Super, super gory. Cut people in half with a chainsaw, pull them apart, pull their heads off, stuff like that. It is very, very, very linear. But when a game is executed this well with so much, you know, character and humour, and Greg Proops is the announcer. You are, I forget his name, but you are voiced by the bloke who was Bender from Futurama. Fucking hilarious, and just the fact that it is absolutely through the roof gore-tastic, super tight controls, motion controls again, not full-on motion controls, but it looks stunning. It looks absolutely stunning, and again, it's so cheap. I think I picked it up after I sold it the first time for £1. But yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant game, and it's only on this system. Now, got to count, make sure. Number 6, Pro Evolution Soccer. Pass to you. Oh, Robbie Keane. Right, and the more you drag it, the more you pass to you. Boom. Oh shit. The more you drag it, the quicker you run. Head. Right, shit. Pass. Again, I'm so rusty at this, I'm not, you know, doing it any justification, but it's a wonderful, wonderful franchise, and I just wish it would come back like this. Right, pass to you. Flick it. Oh, look at that for a sexy piece of champagne football. I think I might have wood right now. God, I hate saying soccer. Now, I've not given it a year, because obviously it's you know, it's a iteration sort of thing, and obviously the first one was the learning curve from Konami until the last one I played, which was 2012. I don't know. I don't like football games that much, believe it or not. That might surprise people. He says sat here in a Bristol Rovers shirt. But I was so intrigued when I saw the adverts for it when it first came out. They had a whole new control system. You didn't use the pad. I think you could Maybe not the first one, could if you wanted to, but you would point and drag, as you saw in those clips there, you would always see like an arrow coming from a player that you had, you know, highlighted, and drag. You could move him with the thumbstick to some degree, but you could drag it round with the Wiimote, and then you could point at someone else, point at someone else. You could just string passes together. It was so, compared to playing on a pad to me, which is why it's my favourite football game on any system. It was so fluid, it's so intuitive. You could just instantly react to anything. Again, it had brilliant game modes where you could build your own team, acquire players with this weird Trump style thing. I had a fucking epic team at one point. Then obviously you had Champions League in it as well. I only had 2 licensed teams, so I used to sit there and change all the names, which took forever until I realised you could plug a USB keyboard in. But yeah, if you played its original game mode, it's that you won stuff, you traverse stuff. You could even get a time machine and go back and play vintage games, vintage football games, not vintage football games, but vintage football in this game. Never mind, it got away from me, but I still think it looks graphically wonderful. But hands down, especially the final version, which is so refined, it controls unlike anything else. It's absolutely sublime. Right, number 5, Punch Out. There you go. Oh, by the way, if you hit him when he gloats, see those stars above my energy on the left? I'm waiting for him to do something, he's not. If you hit him when he gloats, you charge him up, which means you can like kind of unlock, or you could throw a lethal punch. Right, go on then, you can have one, mate. Hey, what's that on your face? And those star punches will properly knock his teeth into next week. Oh yeah. Nice. I really hope you have a good dentist, mate. Oh, classic sound effects as well. Right, I'm going to try a star punch. He's either going to come out and taunt me, he's going to come out and be properly pissed. There you go. Properly pissed. There you go, star punch. Oh, see you later. Go on, you can have one, you can have one. Nice. You know, an original. Odd that they would bring this game back onto this, but I was super excited. We all know Punch Out and then Super Punch Out. Well, originally Super Punch or Punch Out, then Super Punch Out in the arcades, and then Punch Out or Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the NES, and then he fell from grace, so regular Punch Out. Then Super Punch Out on the SNES. Odd that it would come onto the Wii, but super excited. Story of Little Mac. All the characters return from those beloved franchise. It's, you know, obviously 3D graphics, stunning graphics. But it's motion controls. Again, done correctly. But don't play it like they kind of advertised it, where you have to, you know, punch, like, you know, actually throwing punches like that. Play it like a rhythm game, almost like a drumming game, and then it is just so intuitive. Brilliant graphics, you know, good sense of humour. The controls are just through the roof. It's so addictive. Does get a little bit frustrating. You have to learn your opponents, much like the original ones, which is what it's such a massive homage to. It starts off super easy and then becomes bastard ball-breaking hard. Don't know if this is cheap or not. I know it's not more than a tenner, but it is absolutely superb, and also just great to see the return of an absolutely fantastic Nintendo franchise. But cannot speak highly enough of this game. Right, number 4. I don't know if I can pronounce this right. Tatsunoko versus Capcom, or was it Capcom versus Tatsunoko? Again, ooh, look at me. Someone's cooking on gas. Someone's cooking on gas twice. Oh my god. Oh, and I swapped. So there you go. It's the dude from Gatchaman. I forget which one he was. Was it Ken? His special move, if I can pull it off, is you can actually do the Phoenix. You know, what their spaceship turned into. I can't believe that I'm fighting a small child with a broom. Maybe that was a character, even though obviously she's a famous animation character, maybe that was one of the characters that got taken out in the Western version, because if you break it down to what I'm basically doing right now, I'm fighting a child. She's kicking my ass. Oh. Oh! Double tagging. Yes, look at that. I guess my carbon footprint's quite big. Oh, I've gone all sparkly and magical. I've turned into that vampire twat from fucking Twilight when he goes into the sunlight. I was always really upset that there was no sort of Street Fighter game on the Wii, and it's by Capcom, so you know this is obviously glass. Or at the time, amazing fighting games. excuse me, Windy Pops, Stealth Windy Pops. And I remember playing Street Fighter 2 HD on my friend's Xbox had been gutted. Alright, there were, you know, Virtual Console, SNES and Mega Drive Street Fighters, but it wasn't the same. I wanted some sort. And then playing, what was it, Street Fighter 4? I can't remember, on my mate's 360. I wanted, you know, like a 360 graphic style sort of fighting game, you know, with like the 3D and just absolutely insane through the roof and tagging and stuff like that. And that wasn't going to happen. And then this was after I self-modded my Wii for a different game. We'll get to that. And I was just going through like a website, and I saw that this game was out, and then found out that it was actually an arcade game. And I was just like, holy shit. So I imported it, because I obviously got the Japanese version. It did come out in the West later on. Now, Tatsunoko was an animation studio, and so it's basically Capcom versus this animation studio. You got Ninja Science Team Gatchaman, or otherwise known in the West as G-Force in it. You got, you know, all these great characters. Half of them I didn't even recognise because they're from shows that didn't even air in the UK. And when it came out in the UK, they changed some of the characters because they wouldn't get the licenses in the West. But all you need to know about this game is it looks phenomenal. It looks stunning. It plays so well. It's got like that, you know, sort of simplified Street Fighter fighting system, like, you know, Capcom versus Street Fighter or whatever. So it's super tight, it's super responsive. Like I said, it looks fantastic. It's a great two-player beater, and I would say if you can get it, get the Japanese one, but it's an absolutely amazing game, and it was so hard. Now we're getting towards the end. It was so hard to place this. Now, that wasn't it, that's not a game. Number 3, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Right. Oh, no. Don't smash that yet. Look at the Terminator 2 effects on it. Don't smash that yet, because I want that extra life, which is down the red pipe. Where's the red pipe? No, I have to go down here again. Oh, I love the fact that, you know, they've done something. This is why Nintendo rock. They do something completely different, yet it still feels very familiar to Mario. There we go. Extra life. Thank you. It's brilliant. It gets super difficult, and there are not achievements, Nintendo equivalent achievements in the game, not to give you points and shit. They're absolutely just vacuum cleaner, go for the roof, you know, complete it twice and shit, and fight Shadow Mario, and it's just one of the greatest games ever. And I'm really glad that they actually added this to the eShop, and you can experience it now. So as I said, it's quite, you know, an expensive game to buy, even second hand, on the original Wii. Which, alright, granted it's a digital download only, and I'm not a massive fan of that, but when they do it with stuff like this, and it's only, you know, $8.99, that's digital download working correctly, or as it should be appreciated. Which I'm quite surprised with. I mean, alright, normally it's $17.99, but I'm quite surprised with, because their standard price for like a NES game or a SNES game, it takes the piss. I love you, Nintendo, but it takes the piss. Pretty sure this game needs no explanation. Pretty sure you know everyone knows of this franchise. I hope it comes back. I think it is, isn't it, on the NX? But that's a story for another video. It was, you know, much like Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. It was Mario taken into a different direction in 3D, and this is why New Super Mario Brothers didn't make it into this, because that's traditional and it's good and everything. But I always like the fact that Nintendo took the franchises into a new direction, and it's just stunning to look at. Just so simple and addictive to play, but later on gets balls horrifically hard and very challenging. Loads and loads of replay, but just like, you know, I'm struggling to find words about how good this game is, and this was almost right up there. But then there's a little bit of movie influence in those. But yeah, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just a phenomenal, addictive game. Would I say a platform game? Not really as such. It's difficult to explain. You've got to play it. It's one of those, you know, if you were shown this years ago and said, this is the future of Mario, you would have said, shut the fuck up. Just play it. You know, I think you can get it in the Wii U shop. I think after I sold my original, I reacquired it through the Wii U shop when they did that special offer and you could buy these games, like, was it reduced to a tenner or something? But no, Super Mario Galaxy 2, that's my number 3. Now, these two people are probably aware about. They may take no explaining whatsoever, one of them more so than the other. Number 2 would be Ghostbusters. Right, so yeah. I mean, it's just got an amazing story. You know, written by Harold Ramis. It is Ghostbusters 3. Right, where are my blokies? There's my blokies. Right, okay. Yeah, so it's the PlayStation 2 version, but... oh, it is a boss fight, is it? But it's still really, really nice graphics. Right, get some of that in your fucking life, you bastard. Right, okay. Look at your beams. Epic. Oh, that's right. If you keep tanking it on them for too long, then basically your pack overheats. And then the Wiimote goes all vibraty and shitty. There's an attack method for every boss, and I can't remember what it is. Oh fuck. Ooh! Right, that's it. You lock him on, and then you wrangle him. Where by moving your Wiimote, which are completely ballsed up. Do I wait for his attack? No, I don't know. It's been a while since I played this. So obviously I'm a rookie, by the way. I'm not a main character. Is that his health? Oh, he has got health. That works. I'm assuming I have to twat his health down before I can actually wrangle him. Yeah, see, he's resisting it. Ride him, cowboy. Fuck off. Yeah, I still think this looks really, really nice graphics. What's to say about this game? Came out on this, came out on PlayStation 2, came out on 360 and PlayStation 3. Those versions are the same. This is a port of PlayStation 2 with tactile motion controls that actually work for once, and this is why I love this game. Not only was it written by Harold Ramis, it is, to me, it feels like, forget that fucking god-awful new Ghostbusters movie that you do not need to watch. It is Ghostbusters 3. All the voice actors are in it. The story is brilliant. There's in-jokes, there's loads of hidden stuff. For a PlayStation 2 port, the graphics in this version are amazing. I love it. I mean, it's the reason when I found out, story I've told before, that it was being delayed in the UK for whatever reason. I said, I'm gonna find a way to play this, and that's when I ended up soft-modding my Wii and ordering this off eBay. But it's just the controls, tacked on or not, someone took an effort to do this. It feels like you're using a proton wand, you know, when you slam ghosts around and stuff like that. Flicking out a trap with the nunchuck is just amazing. But, you know, graphically for a port, wonderful. Story, absolutely superb. Sense of humour, brilliant. You'll laugh genuinely out loud, you know, at some of the, you know, the banter between the characters, particularly what Bill Murray says. It's absolutely superb game, and there's a co-op 2-player mode. I prefer it over the 360 version, which I also love. I like that because I had photorealistic graphics. With this is the best. If you have not got this and you've got a Wii U, you really need to sort your life out. Ghostbusters is my second favourite game on the Wii, and one of my favourite games ever. Now, number one, this is a budget game, and this is going to probably catch a few people unawares. Number one is Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. Let's just open the door. Ooh, there's a dog in there. I had no idea how I hit him. Right, let's get the attention on these zombies. Go on. Come and get me. Whoa. That didn't work. Hang on. So this is in your face. Nice. There you go. Oh, still alive. Hang on. Headshot. Nice. Oh, someone else wants some face. That's what I love about this game. There's something enormously satisfying about popping zombies in the head. Now, this is the other thing I love doing, right? Let's go for the scope rifle. I don't know if you could do this on the 360. Quite frankly, I gave up with it. But I'm guessing you can't because it wasn't a gun game. But yeah. Come on, how much fun is this? Just popping zombies in the head from the roof of a mall. Boom, see you later. What about you? What about you? Anyone else need to be removed of the burden of their incredibly itchy and irritating head? Boom. Oh, look at you doing your shopping. Clean up in R5. Anyone else? Anyone else who wants some? Yeah, itchy, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll sort that shit for you. this is just so much fun. I know it doesn't achieve anything, I know it's juvenile, embarrassing, pathetic, but what can I say? Anyone who doesn't like shooting zombies in the head from the roof of a mall is dead inside. Boom! Anyone else? Anyone else? Who else? Come on, come on. That's right, I'll actually play some of this in a minute. It's just... Ooh, look at that, by the way. 1,700 zombies killed. I remember when this was released and I ordered it. Was it like £18? £20? I don't know. It was a budget game. It's obviously a port of the 360 version. It uses the Resident Evil 4 game engine, which is why this version is absolutely fantastic. You can't have the sheer amount of zombies on the screen that you do in the 360 version. I think the limit in this is 100, but it still works. It still works, and it's still super fun. Now, why is this my #1 game? Zombies. Everyone knows me, knows I freaking love zombies. I freaking love Dawn of the Dead, the original. The whole aspect of being stuck in a mall. Not only just being stuck in a mall without zombies, you know, preferably without zombies, if it was real, but it always appealed to people, especially since you were a kid, but being stuck in there with zombies and then, like the movie, just having to clear them. Now, it's a port. The game engine is the Resident Evil 2 game engine, Resident Evil 4 game engine from PlayStation 2, not the one from the GameCube. But it's just no, because it's the Resident Evil 4 gameplay engine, which is from the actual graphic engines from the PlayStation 2. You know what I mean? But it's the fact that the controls, once again, the motion controls work in this absolutely fantastic. It's got a good. It's not English. Has got a really, really good story. It is really playable. You know, maybe there isn't a massive amount of zombies in there, but who cares? You can use anything like you could in the 360 version. You can use any, you know, melee weapon. You can throw bowling balls at people, cut them over with a lawnmower, you know, hit them with a baseball bat, hit them with a traffic cone. You can go in stores, change your clothes, stuff like that, get a big fucking axe. It's mission based. Some of them are a little bit kind of pointless and crap, but once you get to the sandbox areas, this is when this game just exploded for me. I love zombies, stick me in them all, give me guns that do not break, unlike the 360 version, and lots of ammo. You've got a Thompson, a sniper, a shotgun, a military grade shotgun. I just got so much fun out of this game, just walking around wasting zombies left, right and centre with these guns. Going to the roof like the remake of Dawn of the Dead and popping them with a scope rifle. Absolutely fantastic, and because it goes from start to finish and you retain the save, and I've completed it so many times, it gives you a counter in real time of how many zombies you have killed, and I shit you not, I got 40,000 in one of them. But mainly because when you drive down the tunnel, spoilers, in the car, you know, that's where they, you know, it doesn't matter that there's only 100 on the screen, they're all crammed in and you're just mowing them down. It's absolutely fantastic. As I said, probably because I love Romero, probably because I love Dawn of the Dead, probably because I love zombies, is why I constantly find myself going back to this game. But this is my favourite Wii game of all time. Lots of people criticise it, saying it's linear, you know, it's repetitive, it's not truly free roaming like the 360 version, you know, there's bits where they just peg off areas for no reason. But it's massive, it's expansive, you know, it gets quite tricky at night. It's got the annoying dog and the parrot, but I just can't explain that. You know, if I'm having a bad day, I'll pop this in and I'll just waste some of the undead. Absolutely adore this game, and it is my favourite Wii game of all time. Excuse me. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, it was really difficult to do this list because it's such a personal favourite and important to myself, you know, console, the Wii. So, you know, as I said, I sat down and thought about the games that I've played the most or make me smile the most. As I said, they're not, some of them aren't technical masterpieces or anything like that, and you could argue they're better examples of that genre or type of game on the Wii. But these are honestly my 10 favourite games of all time on the Wii. So I hope you enjoyed this top 10 list. There will be more. Just bear with me because it takes a lot of time to do them, even with production as poor as mine. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.